guys. A very good evening to you all. Welcome to another live session with TechJockey.com. I am Ria from the marketing team of TechJockey, and let me tell you a brief introduction to all the new members out here. What TechJockey does: TechJockey is an e-commerce platform that helps businesses selecting the right kind of software solutions. So today is a very interesting live session. As we all know, the employability graph is going down and down because of the pandemic, right? The youth workforce particularly is vulnerable to the economic crisis. 40 lakh people who have just graduated from college, who are freshers, have lost their jobs, and it's a very important topic to talk about. So hence we have come up with today's live session. We have a very special guest with us, Vidya Srinivas. She is head of corporate relations and placements at IMT Nagpur. I would request her to please send a live request so that we can have her on board. Hi.
Hi. That's okay? That's better?
Yeah, it's perfect. I have
Okay,
given
let
a
me
yeah.
compliment you. You look amazingly pretty.
Oh, thank you so much. You too. You look beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I
Yeah.
have given our audience who's watching it a brief intro about you. Would you please like to share a few words about yourself to whoever is watching this?
Great. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Ms. Basu, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Basu. It's been an amazing journey till date. I have a total work ex of around 18 years, 18 plus years, a couple of years in corporates, and my maximum time has been with students. So I always tell my students I eat, breathe, sleep them. So it's like they are my lifelines. I cannot do without students. So like my lifeline is my students. Well, talking about my work experience, I started off as a visiting faculty to a very small college nearby, and today I am the head corporate relations with IMT Nagpur, and it's a proud moment to be a part of such an esteemed institution. I had the corporate relations with IMT, and talking about my corporate journey, I like corporate relations journey. I have been into this particular department for the last 11 years. I placed almost 2,500 plus students and given them careers. And they have always came back. I always tell them, I'm your milestone. Whenever you feel like, just look back, I'll be standing for you. So it's that kind of a relationship that I share with them. They call me Amma, and I truly treasure that very closely to my heart. And I have had some great relationships with the corporate. So it can be never one sided. So there is one side where I have been like I have a great relationship with my students, and on the other side, it's with the corporates who have really helped me in all my thick and thins, uh, from Coke to Marico to HUL, and the name list is endless.
That's amazing. We are so fortunate to have you today on our
Thank
live
you.
session. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So
Thank you so much.
let's begin the session without further ado. First and
Absolutely.
foremost, the topic that we are talking about today, which is how the pandemic has affected the youth employability, and if yes, then how is it affected? Has it increased, decreased? What's your view on it?
So I'll tell you, it's we're still trying to figure out on how the industry is looking like. Initially, when the pandemic hit, we were clueless on how the business would go ahead. So the first thing that was done was to cut cost. We never knew how long this will sustain. So the first thing was the people who were either at the bottom level or people who were at the top level, they were axed or their salaries were deducted. There were contractual employments that were created. A lot of people who lost their jobs in this journey. But I'll tell you, we have been very mindful. When I say when I work for a B school, we've been very mindful in watching the way these industries and the corporates have been moving. And if you have the right skill set today, there was a time when there were companies who would come and hire from us in bulks, 50, 60 in number. Same companies are coming to us hiring in 5, 6 as a number. So we have also realigned ourselves, reshaped ourselves to make sure that our students have the right skill set so that the pandemic doesn't affect us. So it's very important that we align to the current given situation, and we make sure that we have the right skill sets. And so yes, it has impacted in a big way. It has really taken a lot of people's jobs, but then there are new sectors which have opened. Digital marketing is a sector which has really come up. EduTech is a sector which has really come up, right? So consulting and work from home. So I know of my corporate friends who are sitting in Himachal and are enjoying their holiday come work. So it's so the law of nature is it always balances out. So somewhere it will take out things, and somewhere it'll put in back. So the industry is trying to rearrange itself, redesign itself, and yes, we are very hopeful on how the industry will look like in the coming next 2 years.
Great. So as you told us about specific skill sets that students or individuals should acquire according to the new industry standards, would you like to share some light on what specific skill sets should we need to sustain this whole work from home or remote working environment?
Ms. Basu, I'll tell you, say 2 years before, would you have thought of talking to me like this?
No.
No, we would have sat up in Starbucks and probably sipping a cup of coffee, and probably then thinking of having a session with physical presence, right? We have evolved. All of us have evolved. I, who was a technically challenged person, has really picked up the nuances of technology and trying to like cope up to these Zennials. They're too smart, too intelligent, and they teach me a lot. So, keep the humor aside, I would want to tell you that there are, sorry, I'm so sorry. This fell down. I'm on the phone. As I said, to keep the humor aside, there are few elements that is very, very critical and very important for everybody. It's not only for these youngsters, for whosoever is wanting to make a career, wanting to sustain in this environment, which is so unpredictable. The first thing is digital literacy. We need to be up, and we need to know how to use technology to our favor, right? We would use Facebook, or we would use Insta for posting our pictures. Today we use Insta for business. We use Facebook for business. We use WhatsApp for business. So it's really evolving. So digitally, the digital appetite has to increase. You need to know how the digital can give you business, can drive your careers in the right way. So digital appetite is very important. So you have to have a very strong digital presence and environment. My second important element is to have a emotional and social skills. Now, what do I mean by emotional and social skills? Last 2 years, we have seen the wrath of the day. We have had the most disastrous things that have gone around. We have lost our friends, family, but the people who have been strong emotionally and who have wanting to give it back to the society have sustained, right? So you have to have a very strong and deep essence of self-expression. That's number one. Second is collaboration. Collaboration in terms of the social skills, and then management of this. So networking, I always keep telling my students, network is net worth. So have collaborations in place, have deeper pockets in terms of understanding how we can help each other. And I'll tell you, I bet it business automatically comes in. You just need to be there around for people, and business automatically comes in. So emotional and social skills, right? My third element is to work on the cognitive skills. Now, what do you mean by cognitive skills? You need to be upskilled in terms of the current knowledge, what the industry wants, and redesign and work towards innovation. So these are the 4-5 elements. So keep updating yourself, keep reading, keep seeing what's happening around you. So your cognitive skills has to be at extreme power. And last but not the least is resilience and adaptability and agility. So how resilient you are, how adaptable you are, because you never know how many COVIDs are going to hit us. So you need to be resilient, you need to be adaptable, and you need to be agile. So these are the elements that I feel is really going to be changing the face of the world. If you have these skills in place, I don't think anybody could stop you. Jockey is a great example uh, where they set up their digital presence brilliantly.
Awesome. Talking about digital presence, you have an excellent presence on LinkedIn. So, how important is developing a personal brand, especially on LinkedIn, since employment is
Yeah,
on the table?
yeah. I want to quote an example which I keep quoting it to my students also. I know of one of my students. Now, she came from a small town, very aspirant. She said, I want to make it big and I want to get into HUL. Some or the other way, I want to get into HUL. So I said, do one thing. I'll give you a mool mantra. I'll get you the internship in HUL, but you do one thing. She asked me what? I said, keep updating your daily work and keep tagging your bosses on LinkedIn. And believe you me, the moment she finished her internship, she had a job of a whooping 8-digit figure. So that's the importance of personal branding, and it did not come overnight. I'll tell you, Ms. Vasu, it took a lot of time to understand how LinkedIn operates. As I said, I eat, breathe, sleep LinkedIn. Also, I have great connections on LinkedIn, and by God's grace, they have been very kind enough to acknowledge to what little I've been doing around. Uh, you know. Uh, Personal branding speaks volumes about you. It is like your own character on how you portray. So I may we post posters of what we eat, dream, sleep, drink on our Facebooks, but they don't create
Yeah.
your personal brand. What creates your personal brand is the content that you deliver, the
Hmm.
kind of engagements that you have with the industry or with the corporate world. And personal branding plays a very critical role. I can go on and on when it comes to personal branding. It's one of my favorite topics. But LinkedIn is where you need to decode LinkedIn. It's not rocket science, but I feel it takes time. It took me 4 years to be there. So yes, it makes a lot of difference.
Any three tips you would want to give everybody who's watching this live how to grow on LinkedIn since you have such a
Okay.
huge presence there?
So great. The first thing, no 3 tips. I can give 10 tips. So the first thing, you should have a great photograph. That's the first point. When जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. So you have to have a great professional photograph. It cannot be a paralyzed spouted photograph. I keep telling my students. So you have to have a great photograph. You have to have a great headline. The headline speaks volumes about you. So what you put in a headline, so headline is where you're working or probably what you're studying. Then what are your interest areas, and if anything extra courses that you have done. So all these put together becomes your headline. Now your bio, your summary that gets into, it's divided into 3 parts on what you have done, and it can be objectifiable, like quantifiable. You can quantify the entire stuff on what you have done. What are your areas of interest in terms of academic, non-academic, curricular, non-curricular, right? Extracurricular, and how you can contribute in somebody's life. So Ms. Basu, it's very difficult. You will not find people who can lend helping hands. And the moment you start doing that, that's a different bliss. So if you can do that, you can create a great summary profile there. And whenever whatever you're doing in terms of your achievements or some additional courses, LinkedIn solutions and LinkedIn courses are great in terms of taking you to a different level in terms of your branding. They're small, short-term courses, maybe in interview skills or communication or body language. Just keep taking them, keep doing them, and you keep getting endorsed by LinkedIn, and then the industry is seeing it. So all these are of a great value when it comes to create your own personal brand on LinkedIn. Please start hashtagging. Not the hashtags. You can go on Google and find out what is trending in LinkedIn as hashtags. Create content on based on those hashtags, and you see the magic happens.
Awesome. That was superb. I am surely going to implement all your tips. That's for
Any
sure.
day, Ms. Vasu, any day, any day.
Great. So this one is for all the working professionals who are willing to switch their jobs.
Yeah.
What would you suggest? Is this a good time to switch jobs, and how should we go about it?
Yeah. First, I would like to thank Chahat and all the audience they are there who have been listening, and thank you so much.
Yeah.
I could only see Chahat's message, but I would definitely want to respond to each one of them. Uh, this is not the right time to switch jobs. This is the time to consolidate, right? This is the time when you need to consolidate your resources, your skill sets. uh, if unless and until you don't get a great opportunity and you know there is some certain amount of stability, till that time you wait and watch on how the market reacts. That's the first mantra that I'm giving. Second thing is invest in terms of uh, adding to your new skills. As I said, new courses, data, AI, ML is the way forward. You may like it, you may hate it, but that's the way forward. So digital is the way forward. So start investing in small, short programs which can enhance your skill sets. Even if you're in HR, do HR analytics. If you're in marketing, do marketing analytics. So there's a lot of stuff which is out there which is related to your own specialization and in analytics, combined with analytics. So start uh, investing your resources in those. The third last tip: save your cash. Save your cash at this point of time. Don't be exorbitant in spending it, because you never know how the future going to look like. So these are my three important tips for these people who are wanting to change jobs. Hold on for another 6 months. We need to know how the market reacts. 6 months of consolidation, and probably then there's lots that's coming up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maitra. Thank you so much. I don't know how many people are written. I could only read one. So thank you so much. Yeah.
We have over 60 people watching this live right now, so that
Wow.
is amazing. So,
Thank
coming
you.
back to the topic, there are a lot of graduates who are graduating and who are not yet placed. Um, how do you think they should approach this whole dimension of job placements? And
I'll tell you, Ms. Vasu, one thing I've seen, jobs are there in the market. First, I call myself as a sniffer dog. I keep sniffing where the jobs are for my kids, for my students around. So, and the skill sets. As I said, there were companies who were hiring from me at a bulk, 70, 80, 90. But now the same companies have reduced their number. They're very choosy. They're very particular on certain areas where the student should perform. So train your students well, or if the students are not getting trained, find a mentor to train. Get LinkedIn is full of mentors. People are ready to help. Just grab on somebody who can really mentor you, take you to the other side, and like uh, institutions or people like me who are ready to help students. Even if I'm not related to any institute, I'm like helping students in terms of finding the right job for them. So feel free to connect, and I'll be more than happy to support.
great, awesome. That's so good. This one is, I have received a question. Okay, so huh, is this a good time to go for higher education?
Yes,
We
100%. 100%.
So for
100%.
MBA, if we are talking about
Yes.
these schools,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, yes, it is. It is. It is. This is the right time because the B schools are also evolving. They have seen the worst. They have seen when a teacher who couldn't deliver, if he couldn't see the souls with blood and skeletons, right? A teacher has moved from the blood and skeletons to a screen. So there has been an evolution, and thus the change in the pedagogy, the way of teaching, the way of delivery, and believe you me, the B schools have become extremely dynamic, extremely agile, and this is the right time to take your career forward, because if you do not have the right skill sets, as I keep telling, you will not be able to move ahead.
great,
Thank you,
awesome.
Shubhu. Thank you. I wish I could see all of them, but I can't. But you please say thank you from my end to all of them who are there around. Really means a
Yeah.
lot.
Thank you, Disha, Yash, Samriddhi, Minaya, Chahat, Shubhu, everybody who has been commenting. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, it has already been half an hour since we are into this live session. Uh, Thank you so much. Would you please like to conclude any final thoughts that you have?
Uh, I would tell all the students, all the people who are listening to this, is never say no to an opportunity. Grab it as it comes. Think about it later. I have never said whatever opportunity came to me, I never said no. And today, from being a visiting faculty to a very local small from college, small college, to being the chairperson of a very renowned B school in terms of corporate relations. So always be ready. Never say die attitude. I have always believed, and have faith in people, and keep your helping hand out. And I think that makes you complete.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you, Ms. Basu. It was amazing to be here around. Thank you, Tech Jockey. Thank you, Arpit, and all the students and all the people who have been here around. It's been amazing. You've been an amazing audience and phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
God bless. Bye bye. Thank you.